Today in business, we'll be talking about something rather important, and that's customer service. As our economy is making steps towards becoming a service-led economy, our service sector players are expected to provide excellent service qualities. And what better way to make sure they're doing so than to be rated by their own customers? This week, the 4th annual Best Service Provider Survey begins. And with the slogan, knowledge is power and information is key. And here to advocate on customer rights and to elaborate on the survey are Sandra Idusu, who is actually the publisher of ServiceMag, and Herbert Musoni, who is the founder and CEO of Vova Care, and then Beatrice Mwiza, who is a customer service passionate. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Yvette.
Thank you. Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Thank you very much for taking the time to come and sit with me so we can talk about one thing that I believe is very important, and that's customer service.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, so let's get, you're welcome. Let's get right into it, and I'll start with you. So the first thing I want to be able to ask you that many people are not familiar with their customer rights. You know, their rights as customers. And being the founder and CEO of Vova Care, which deals with customer care and customer rights, you can maybe tell us a bit about our rights?
Yes, certainly. But thank you very much for having me. I think in the world we live in today, it's very important for customers to understand that when they go somewhere and get service, what they should expect. Okay. Being greeted. Feeling like somebody is welcoming you, willingness to help. These are very important factors that affect the customer experience. In the end, also, after you've experienced the service, it is your right to say whether you're happy or unhappy. If you're happy, you'll be back. You'll become a loyal customer. If you're unhappy, by all means, get your feedback across so that people can understand what the issues are and can help improve the service delivery.
Yes, exactly. And so as a customer, when you enter into a place where they're offering service, it is our right to be greeted, to be treated well and with respect. So those are some of our rights.
Yes.
Oh, great. That's something I'm sure a lot of people do not actually know.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So on to you, Beatrice Mwiza, as a passionate when it comes to customer service and having worked with customers for over 20 years, there's a statement that I read recently, and that's the slogan for the 4th annual Best Service Provider, and that is knowledge is power and information is key. Could you just shine some light on that statement?
Yes, thank you, Yvette, for that question. And I'm so happy to be on this panel because it talks about customer service. I would say that knowledge is power, and it is on both sides. External customers, who are those people we call customers, and the internal customers, who are those people who are supposed to deliver that service. Okay. So when the external person knows what he's expecting, he will be even actually your advocate because he's experienced it. So to me, knowledge is power. And since there's that exchange of something intangible, which is like emotions, that happens between two people when they're exchanging service against maybe something that you, in that company, you offer, and that you cannot touch it, you feel it. So I have to feel good so that I can come back. Iber mentioned it. Yes. You repeat purchase, you come again, and even you refer other people to you. Now where information is key You as the customer service provider have to know what you have in that particular company to offer to your customers, the external customers that I say. The same way they came.
Exactly.
And again, another thing that I will add on, every person who's in front office, even in back office, there's no back office anymore. Everyone is in charge of customers now. Wherever you are, even in prisons, you have to take care of prisoners.
Exactly.
In churches. At home, we have visitors. I don't really feel comfortable when someone comes to me and leave unhappy, because my job is to make them happy, so that at least even, let's see the bigger picture of it. When you have knowledge and you have information, that person who's the security of your job, who's called a customer, is satisfied, and at the same time, your job is secured. Now that is at your job level, at your personal interest. Now look at the company that's going to host 300 people, and that company is going to keep on. They're going to make money, and everyone's going to get a job, and we're going to pay taxes, and the country is going to develop. At the same time, your own input can impact negatively or positively to the economy of the whole nation.
Exactly.
And this is, let me say, customer service. I'm so happy now that Rwanda, we have emphasized a lot on it. And they are also investing a lot in their knowledge. Companies are training their people, their staff. And customers now are being actually alerted of their rights, as Iber said. Their rights, what they have to do. And the president said we should not accept a bad service.
Exactly.
Mediocrity.
He always says it. We had some FinScope surveys that were carried, and we saw how customer service was rated. But I'm still hoping that we are going to be better, because change is a process.
Exactly.
And this, in customer service, you deal more with attitudes, people's attitude. As the Bible says, humility precedes glory. Yeah. Let's give that person called a customer all his respect, dignity, service, all his big space. Then we remain where we are, so that we can keep on carrying on, make money, make our country rich and progress.
Exactly.
And it's in us.
Exactly.
We have to have it. If you don't have it, then learn it. Only, as in French they say, "Y'a que les imbéciles qui ne changent pas," and we are not that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and we are not that. We have to change. Because if we
Exactly.
don't change, change will act upon us.
Definitely.
And change will change us.
That is true. And I just want to pick some things from what you've said,
Yes.
for those who maybe are just starting to watch the show,
Yes.
and that the knowledge is
Yeah.
from the service providers.
Yes.
The service providers have to make sure that their employees have
aware.
the knowledge, they are
Yes.
aware. And then the information is now, once they've
Yeah.
gained that, they've obtained that knowledge, they give out that information to the employees have to know. They need to be informed.
Correct.
So when they're giving out that information, which is key, then the customers are satisfied at the end
Yeah,
of the
and
day.
everyone is satisfied.
And if
Exactly.
eventually they are not satisfied, or even if they are satisfied, there are tools that should help them actually to voice out
Yes.
those dissatisfactions or
Yeah.
satisfactions.
Okay, great. And then also they know their rights.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've pieced those two things together. And then finally, to you, Sandra, given the fact that you're the publisher for Service Mag and that you're carrying out the 4th annual Best Service Provider Survey, what more can you tell us about this survey?
Like Hubert and Beatrice had just said, it's important that we all understand why we need to improve service delivery. But again, it's important to understand that the most important person in all these sectors we're talking about, it is the customer, because he has the right to come back. He has the right actually to vote for you. He has the right to destroy somehow your image. So this annual survey we do, we actually ask the customer to voice out and tell us who is their best service providers. This is not going to be Sandra's perception. This is not going to be the service mag perception, but it is really customer service. You know, we are asking customers to voice out and vote for their best service providers. They've had a whole year benefiting from these services, whether good, whether bad, but at least now we are giving them an opportunity to tell us, among the service providers you've used throughout the year, which ones gave you a good service. And it's good that service providers understand that customers are the most important actors in their businesses. If they decide, and I hope they vote for most of these service providers watching us, I actually, for now, I don't know what's going to be the outcome, but we really want more customers. We want everyone to vote and tell us who gave them the best services, because service providers should know what customers think and say about them.
So it starts today?
It starts, yes.
Today.
It starts this week.
Where can they vote from?
Well, in the previous years, we have had platforms online. Last year, we also sent teams across the whole provinces to get these data. This year, we have 3 platforms. We have an SMS, so people can actually send an SMS to 733.
733.
Yes, and then you vote for your best service provider. You can also do it online. So on our website, theservicemag.com, you would get the link and you would be able to vote online.
Okay.
And then something that is very new this year is that we are adding WhatsApp, an application.
Oh,
so,
okay.
And we know that many of you have a phone with WhatsApp. So don't give yourself (81562).
Perfect.
And then on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, they can also find us. And
all that information,
yes.
Service Mag on Twitter, on Facebook. And which other one?
On the website.
On the website. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
So now that we've concluded, we can actually conclude right now. We know our rights. We know we need to be treated with respect, with kindness, greeted. Yes, just some of those, some of the customer rights. We know that within the service provider, the company, that the employees have to have the knowledge in order to be able to give us the information. And then finally, we have, once all that is gathered, we have a platform in which we can rate the service providers. And this is coming from today and on to which day?
Yeah, the survey will run for 2 weeks. So
2 weeks.
you better vote during these 2 weeks.
We have ample time.
You know, 2 weeks, so that after the 2 weeks, the data will be collected and analyzed. And then we would have an event where we would actually be announcing who came out as the best. So 2 weeks from now, start voting. 3 platforms: website, SMS, and WhatsApp.
Okay, and it's very important that we actually do so, because if we go to look for service and we're offered poor service, whether it's in a restaurant or it's at a hotel
or a hospital.
I mean, any place where service is offered and we feel unhappy or happy, it's important for us to come and rate them, so that we don't keep complaining that, oh, the service is good or the service is bad. I mean, you never know. So this is our time. We have, the ball is in our court, as they say.
And I need to add just one thing.
Yes.
That this time we are really voting for the best. You know, we complain a lot, but let's also appreciate those who give us good services. So just tell us, if you go to a place, a small restaurant, a small, I don't know, any place, a hospital, wherever, and you think that they gave you good services, let us appreciate these people who are putting in a lot of efforts in giving us good services.
And that will challenge the other service providers to really pull up their socks and give us the best quality.
That's true.
All right, there you have it. So go out there and challenge the service providers by rating them in the 4th annual Best Service Provider Survey. As a customer, it is your knowledge. I mean, you have the knowledge, you have the information, and they're also giving it to you. So go out there and start rating